Hello, this is Blue Diamond Coasters. I'm joined today by Storm Motor Sam.
Hello.
And today is National Roller Coaster Day, or we all consider our own most important holiday here. And today we're actually at Dorney Park, which is a park that I live very close to, but have only been to twice in my entire life, as opposed to Hershey, which I've been to like 20 times. I was literally there like 2 days ago, twice, and I didn't film any vlog there because I was with other people, but I am at Dorney, and actually right behind me, pretty much the only reason I'm here is Possessed, which is a credit I don't have, which may or may not be removed in the next few years, so I want to get on that.
An Intamin launch coaster.
Exactly. If only they had another Intamin launch coaster, Kanonen. Anyway, we're gonna head on in, and doesn't look too bad today. There's no holding brake over there, but we'll head on in. We're now inside the park, and my original plan was to get here at opening, and I had to give this guy a ride. When I showed up to his house, his mom's like, "Hey, do you want breakfast? Let me cook you some breakfast. Oh, can you also lift this shed up and over here?" And I thought this was gonna be a quick grab job. No, your mom went in manual labor.
It's always an adventure with me.
Yeah, but so we got here a little bit later than I thought, but it's pretty fun because it's currently a Tuesday, so not that crowded, and I don't think it's gonna be that crowded today. So hopefully we get on all the coasters here and more. Alright, we did Possessed twice, once in the back, once in the front. That was my first times on Possessed, and second impulse other than Wicked Twister. Overall, that was solid. Pretty good. You know, I think Wicked Twister is probably better just because of the double twists, but rest in peace. Hopefully this area won't get replaced by a Wild Mouse and Grand Pavilion or something, but with that, I've now done every operating credit at Dorney, so finally completed the park that's one of the closest parks to me.
Yeah! That's what I'm gonna do. When I go for Hershey Park in the dark, I'm gonna wear my holly. Ah, down it goes.
So we did Steel Force 3 times so far. Once in the Magic Seat, row 3, then the very front, then the very back. Those were really great rides. So I just rode Magnum earlier this summer, and I really didn't really get the hype behind it. I think it's the most overrated coaster I've been on. Meanwhile, this I think is a much better version of what Magnum should be. This still has the same amount of floater airtime, but it's much more tolerable. So yeah, Magnum I think is not as good as Steel Force. Quiet you. Anyway, we just did Thunderhawk. Now I considered Thunderhawk what I call a blue pill coaster, a ride that I know I've been on, but I have no memory of how I actually felt about it. And that was a one and done pretty much, so Yeah, they need another wooden coaster here. Just did Demon Drop. Really fun and weird ride. We're actually on down to the log flume because this is a pretty cool log flume. It like follows the terrain and us with a look to it looks like Wicker Man.
A log flume! Yay!
Alright, we just did the log flume. He got towards the front, I got towards the back, and if you can't tell by my shirt, I am soaked. I got drenched on that. Like even before the big drop, there's that part where it kind of like goes down a bit and straight. I got just soaked on my entire left side there. And then the final drop got my entire body soaked. So if you don't want to get wet on Dorney's log flume, go to the front like he did. So apparently we're at Dollywood now.
Hi, I'm Dorney Park. Welcome to Dollywood.
Alright, we did Hydra twice, once in the back, once in the front. Honestly, this like might be one of my most underrated coasters ever, especially B&M Loopers, because I'm not the biggest B&M Looper fan, unless it's like Hulk or Great Bear. So I really enjoy this. This park is like, I just realized this park is like two really underrated coasters, and heck, maybe Talon once I get more rides on it, I'll agree.
Don't hold your breath. Remember to play.
So we just got off town. We just got off town, but we're doing it again in the back. But we noticed here, kind of in the brake run, that's a dead bird right there. So we both just did Talon, once in row 2 and then again in the back. That was really great. I've only did Talon once before this, so I kind of need some more rides on it. And yeah, that is great. It feels like a much bigger Batman, but also kind of feels a bit like Great Bear because it kind of has like the same elements in the same order. And also, it is really smooth, especially for an invert. Like, I'm used to a lot of the older inverts having a lot of headbanging. And of course, the only newer invert I've been on is Banshee, and that has terrible restraint. So it's great to see just a quiet, smooth B&M invert with no headbanging. Like this, I might have to think about, like, Great Bear is always my #1 invert, and I think it'll still be like that. But I'll have to think about this being either #2 or 3, right around like Montu. Both just did Wild Mouse, because why not? Might as well do all the coasters here because it's coaster day. You really didn't like it.
No.
I thought it was just kind of, typical Wild Mouse. Yeah. We might do those next. I don't have my poncho with me. I normally like to wear ponchos on these, but we do have a big dryer over there. So maybe we'll use that if I'm soaked like earlier. Although I wanted to do the little train here just because train credit, but it's closed. I'm disappointed because Cedar Creek, is that a Cedar Point reference?
Whoa, whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come.
Oh. So, we just did Thunder Canyon here. If you can't tell by our shirts, we are soaked to the bone. That was... And normally I wear a poncho when I do raft rides, so I'm normally dry, but today I didn't have mine. So that was probably one of the wettest raft rides I've ever done.
Full bore and into the abyss! Are you mad? You're afraid to get wet.
Also, Thunder Canyon has such a weird, like, loading method. So, okay. So what they do, instead of just loading one raft ride and then sending it, they load 6 at a time, then they have to check all 6 at a time, and then they send them all at once. They all kind of like stack in front of the lift hill over there, and then they all have to stack at the end. So I've never seen a raft ride like dispatched like this. So yeah, Dorney, just like do what everyone else does and just load one at a time. It's much faster and probably even more efficient over time. So if you can't tell, we both did whitewater landing. We all got soaked that one too. And they made you wear your shoes on this one, so Vans got wet. I think we're gonna have to use that dryer machine over there.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, bad news. I think the body dryer is closed, so we're gonna have to drive the old-fashioned way. Hey, Linus. I kind of got wet on whitewater landing over there. Can I borrow that for a minute? Okay. Thanks, though. Have a good one. Alright, it's been a little bit because we went to Chickens and Pete's to get dinner. We had some pretty good cheesesteaks, and because the waitress took too long, they gave us some free fries, so thank you. And actually, we talked with her. She's pretty nice. But we just did the little monorail Rocket Express thing just to ease off on the food for a bit. So I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do next, but maybe it's starting to get a bit dark, so we got some night rides ahead of us. There appears to be something missing here. This would be a great spot of land for a like wooden shuttle coaster, you think?
Yeah.
And it's weird just because of the way they like put in Stinger and then took it out, is that just have a random pair of set of flyers just all the way away from everything.
Cedar Creek Flyers.
Wait, Cedar Creek? Is that a Cedar Point reference? Alright, we just did 2 rides on Steel Force, one in row 4, and then final one on the Magic Seat, row 3. Those were really great. I'm still like really liking this ride. We also had a pretty fun ride on row 4. There was a group of girls behind us that during the entire ride, to get their mind off it, they were just like having a casual conversation with each other, just like asking questions. So we decided to join them, and that resulted in a pretty good on-ride photo. But yeah, we still got maybe about like, what, like half hour, 45 minutes left.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get maybe one more ride on Hydra and then try to get last ride on Tower. So yeah, we just did 2 rides on Hydra because there was no line for it, so we decided to just stay in the back row and go again. And that is just really great. It's running great right now, and you know, while riding it, I think I'm gonna put this out now. I want to do like a formal. Oh wow, the log flume is drained over here, by the way.
Let's ride it now.
Yeah, get some wheels on that thing. That thing be flying. But anyway, yeah, I think I want to put out just like a formal apology video for.
And I got that on film.
So did I, but it was kind of in the middle of the vlog portion. Anyway, I kind of want to put out a formal apology video to Dorney. I've been kind of clowning on this park. I found a clown. But yeah, I've been kind of like making fun of this park as, oh, it's the Six Flags America of Cedar Fair. And yeah, it kind of is, but I always put Six Flags America above this because, well, at least Six Flags America's trying. Well, by the way, while we were eating dinner, we looked at the news and saw that. Hold on a second. More footage, maybe. Wait, now I can finish this vlog for us before I get interrupted by off-road footage. We were looking at the news earlier, and they just kind of revealed today, or well, it wasn't announced by the park, it was just kind of like all of a sudden because people found out about it, that Six Flags America closed both the Coyote Creek and Whistle Stop Park sections for the rest of the season, which means that Mindy Racer, I mean, as bad as it is closed, but just that whole area is closed, and their one kids area is closed. So, you know, and also I saw like Discovery Kingdom closed a lot of rides all of a sudden for the rest of the season, so yeah, at least Cedar Fair is trying. Six Flags just threw in the towel for the next 2 to 3 years apparently, which means, yeah, I'm probably not going to be at Six Flags a lot more often. I'm debating not even renewing my pass for next year.
Why do they call me Stormrunner Sam? Because I'm going to be at Hershey more often.
Exactly. Like, literally within the past, like, month, I've been to Hershey twice and haven't a great adventure in a few weeks. And I'm going once later this month for Thrill-a-thon, but that's just more of that I committed to that event. So, yeah. Kind of disappointed at you, Six Flags, but Cedar Fair, you guys are doing a pretty good job. Well, we tried to get last ride of the night, but we missed it by a few minutes. Well, we were able to get one ride, and then we were able to we thought we'd be able to make it back around and get last ride, but we missed it by about a minute, so, oh well, maybe next time. But still, that one ride we did get on it, we got like a row 2, and that was still really great rides. Well, that was a really fun day at Dorney. Like I mentioned earlier, this park has gotten a lot better from when I last visited, or maybe just looking at it a bit differently and looking more at the positives than kind of saying, oh, well, they haven't added a coaster in forever. Their newest coaster is also the last one they removed. But if you look at the park as it is, it's really solid. They have a great top 3, good supporting coasters, and just another overall great lineup of rides. So I'm definitely going to be trying to get here a lot more often now. Anything to add, Sam?
It was a great day. Like, this park, even though it's small, it packs a punch.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, if you haven't been to Dorney, make sure to check it out because it's got a lot for a small park that it is. So, we're not going to be wrapping things up. Just make sure to do the normal stuff, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to also subscribe to Stormrunner Sam, and you can find him on
Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
And same for me. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Blue Diamond Coasters. So, this is Blue Diamond Coasters.
Stormrunner Sam.
Later.
We'll be back. Soon you'll see. You'll be riding Steel Force next to me. We'll be back. Time will tell. Once again, we'll ride the carousel.
cut off one head, two more shall take its place. Hail Hydra.